Only the wise can flee from that which is alluring. Welcome to Sign 39. I think in my last episode I said chapter 9, chapter 39. It's an error. It's rather Sign 39 of chapter 20 of the Holy Quran. And chapter 39 is of section 2. Let's go. أنكت فيه في التابوت. أنكت فيه في تابوت. فاكزفيها فاكزفيها أنكت sorry أن اكزفه sorry أن اكزفه في تابوت أن اكزفه في تابوت throw into brackets the child into the chest أن اكزفيه في تابوت throw into brackets the child into the chest. Which child? Moses. Command going to the mother. فاكسفيه في يمن. فاكسفيه في اليم. فاكسفيه في اليم. And throw the chest, throw into brackets the chest into the river. And throw into brackets the chest into the river. Without the brackets, it reads, throw into the river. So if we omit the brackets, it reads, throw into the chest and throw into the river. That's it. فاكسفيه في اليم. فاكسفيه في تابوت chest. فاكسفيه في اليم into the river. فيلكه اليوم. فيلكه اليوم. فيلكه اليم. فيلكه اليم. The river will cast it. The river will cast him upon the bank. فليلكه اليوم بالساحل. فساحل. فيلكه اليوم بالساحل. بالساحل. Cast him upon the bank. Al-Sahil, at the bank. فيلكه اليوم فيلكه اليوم بالساحل. يأخذه عدوا لي وعدوا له. يأخذه عدوا لي وعدوا له. Cast him upon the bank, and he will be taken up by one who is an enemy to me, to God, to me, God, and an enemy to him, Moses. You see God's plan. He asked the mother, throw it into the chest and throw the chest into the river. It will be taken by one who is my enemy, I, God, my enemy, and Moses' enemy, without knowing it. Udwan li or Udwan lahu. Walkaitu alayka walkaitu alayka muhambatan minni. Walkaitu alayka muhambatan minni. Enemy to him. But no. Will take by one who is enemy to me and enemy to him. But I endured thee with love from me. I endured thee. I endued thee with love from me. In Arabic, walkaitu alayka muhammadan minni Muhammadan love minni from me. Walketu alayka Muhammadan minni. And I give love from me to you. So Moses will be loved, meaning, who is my enemy to me? But I endued thee with love from me. Wa tasna'u alal aini walitus na'u ala aini walitus na'u ala aini. I could read this better, the whole chapter. Mm. Years back, but now I can't, even with Surah Yasin, both of them. Walitusna'a ala aini. And this in order that thou mayest be read under my eyes. And this in order that thou mayest be read under mine eyes, mine, M-I-N-E, under mine eyes. The word this is in brackets. Without it reads, and I endue thee with love from me, and in order that thou mayest be read under mine eyes. How many commentaries to this? I think two. 2558 and 2559. 2558 is against enemy to him, enemy to Moses. And 2560 is mine eyes. So let's go to 2558 first. No, in fact, it's three commentaries in one. 58, 559, 2558, 2559, and then 260. 2558 first is against enemy to him. Pharaoh was an enemy to God because he was puffed up and he blasphemed, claiming to be God himself. He was an enemy to the child Moses because he hated the Israelites and wanted to have their male children killed. Semicolon. Also because Moses stood for God's revelation to come. Then 2559 is against what? From me, and due from me, Muhammadan minni, Muhammadan minni, from me, love from me, and due with love from me. 2559. God made the child comely. God made the child comely and lovable. And he attracted the love of the very people who, on general grounds, would have killed him. So God singled him out of all the male children of Israel, of the Israelites, that's Moses, and made them to love him very much. And it was because of him in particular that Pharaoh killed all the male children. You see the workings of God. General guns would have killed him. And that was coming to 2559. We now go to 2560. It's against my eye. Aini, ala aini, mine eye. See note 2558, which we have just read. See note 2558, which we have just read. By making the child Moses so attractive as to be adopted into Pharaoh's household, not only was Moses brought up in the best way possible from an early point of view, but God's special providence looked after him in bringing his mother to him. That's, I think, what it was with Pharaoh, in bringing his mother to him, as stated in the next verse. Yes, as stated in the next verse, and thus nourishing him on his mother's milk and keeping him in touch with his family. So you see, Pharaoh was nourished by his mother. Muhammad, slightly Ali, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, maybe slightly by the mother, but majorly by other women. Mm. These are the diversities, contrasts in the upbringing of the prophets. His mother's milk and keeping him in touch with his family. That was commentary 2560. The third comment, the third commentary to sign 39. We now go to sign 40. We now go to sign 40. Uh, yes, sorry, is tamshi utuka. Is tamshi utuka. Fatakulu. Is tamshi utuka. Fatakulu. Behold, thy sister Utuka goeth forth and saith, Yamshi goeth forth. Eh? That's why I always say Namshi, let's go. Going forward, let's go forward. Namshi. Eh? Is Tamshi Utuka Fatakulu. Behold, thy sister goeth forth and saith, Hal adulluka ala man yakfuluhu. Kal adulluka ala man yakfuluhu. So Moses' sister goes forward and says, Shall I show you one who will nurse and rear the child? The child is in brackets because it doesn't say the child, him, it says him. So the child is in brackets. Ala man yakfuluhu, ala man yakfuluhu, ala man yakfuluhu, one who can nurse him, who will nurse and rear the child. There's commentary to it. We finish. We'll go there. I think three commentaries in one. Hal hal adulluka ala man yakfuluhu. Shall I show you adulluka, one who will nurse and rear him? Faraja'naka ila ummika kay takarra ainiha. So we brought thee back to thy mother, Ummika, that her eye might be cooled, and her eye might be cooled. That's where that her eye might be cool. Kay takarraka, kay takarra, ainaha, that her eye might be cool. Wala tazunu, might be cooled, and that she should grieve not. They didn't want the mother to grieve that Moses was dead or didn't know where the Moses was. So he brought the mother's consolation. Well, atazunuka, not to grieve. Wakatalta nafsan fanajaynaka. Wakatalta nafsan fanajaynaka min al-gammi. Then thou didst slay a man, katalka nafsan, that did slay a man or a soul. Fakatalta nafsan, fanajaynaka min al-gammi. Fakatalta nafsan, fanajaynaka min al-gammi. Then thou slay a man, but we saved thee from trouble. Gammi, najaynaka, we saved. Najaynaka, we saved thee from trouble. Min al-gammi. وفتناك فتونا وفتناك فتونا وفتناك فتونا. And we tried thee in various ways. Fatannaka futunan. We tried thee in various ways. Fatannaka futunan. Falabitta sininan fi ahl Madyana. ومدث سنينا وفلبت سنينا في أهل مدينة. And we tried thee in various ways. Sorry. Then didst thou tarry a number of years, sininan, a number of years did thou tarry with the people of Madian in Arabic, with the people of Madian in Arabic. These were wayward people. He made Moses to stay with them, the Midian or Mariana. Tumma jituka ala kadri ya Musa. Tumma jituka ala kadri ya Musa. Midian. Then didst thou come that higher? Then didst thou come higher as ordained, O Musa? Tumma jituka ala kudrika ya Musa. Then didst thou come higher as ordained, O Musa, ya Musa. And that was sign 60. Now, sign 40 with four commentaries 2561, 2562, 2563, and 2564. Let's go to the first one. And rear the child, one who will one who will nurse and rear the child. 61, 2561. We may suppose that the anxious mother, after the child was floated on the water, sent the child's sister to follow the chest from the bank and see where and by whom it was picked up. Mother and child. How can a mother just throw the child away like that? No, no. So the commentator is saying he believes if the mother sent Moses' sister to go and follow the chest closely while floating to see what will happen to him. And see where and by whom it was picked up. Full stop. When it was picked up by Pharaoh's own family and they seemed to love the child, she appeared like a stranger before them and said, Shall I search out a good witness for the child that she may rear the child you are going to adopt? That's the sister speaking. That was exactly what they wanted. Full stop. She ran home and told her mother. Full stop. The mother was delighted to come and fold the infant in her arms. To come and fold the infant in her arms and feed it at her own breast. And feed it at her own breast. And all openly and without any concealment. That's the working of God, all openly and without any concealment. And that was sign 2561. We now go to sign 2562 to the same. So that was commentary 2561. We now go to the note 2562 to the same sign 40. It's against her eye, to thy mother, that her eye might be cooled. Okay, 2562. The mother's eyes had, we may imagine, been sore and scalding tears at the separation from her baby. Full stop. Now they were cooled, colon. A phrase meaning that her heart was comforted. Her heart was comforted, or somebody say comforted. That her heart was comforted. Now we go to 2563 against Moses slaying a man. Years passed. The child grew up in outward learning. He was of the house of Pharaoh. Full stop. In his inner soul and sympathy, he was of Israel. Though he grew in the house of Pharaoh. an enemy to the Israelites. Full stop. One day, he went to the Israelite colony and saw all the Egyptian oppression under which Israel labored. He saw an Egyptian smiting an Israelite, comma, apparently with impunity. Full stop. Moses felt brotherly sympathy and smote the Egyptian. Full stop. He did not intend to kill him, but in fact, the Egyptian died of the blow. One blow, and he died. And out of sympathy for his Israeli family, or his Israeli tribe, if you like. Mm. Uh, the Egyptian died of the blow. The Egyptian died of the blow. Full stop. When this became known, his position in Pharaoh's household became impossible. Mm. His position in Pharaoh's household became impossible when it became news. Full stop. So he fled out of Egypt and was only saved by God's grace. He fled to the Sinai Peninsula, to the land of the Midianites, and had various adventures. Full stop. He married one of the daughters of the Midianite chief and lived with the Midianites for many years. That was Shuaib. That was the Midianite chief was Shuaib, mm, or Jethro, if you like. Mm. Uh, with the Midianites for many years as an Egyptian stranger, full stop. He had many trials and temptations, but he retained his integrity of character. But, but he retained his integrity of character. That was going to 2564, 63, 2563. We're going to the last commentary. Remember, there are four. That's going to 2564 to sign 40. So 2564, let's go. Namshi. See last note. Say we should see the last note, the one we just read. After many years spent in a quiet life, grazing his father-in-law's flocks, he came out. He came. He came. Sorry, grazing his father-in-law's flocks. He came one day to the valley of Tiwa, underneath the great mountain mass of Sinai, called Turu in Arabic, called Tur in Arabic. In Hausa we say Tudu, eh? Called Tur in Arabic. Uh, Full stop. In Arabic, it's in brackets. Full stop. The peak on the Arabian side where Moses was is in brackets, was called Horeb by the Hebrews. Full stop. Then was fulfilled God's plan. He saw the fire in the distance, and when he went up, he was addressed by God and chosen to be God's messenger for that age. Mhm. Do we go back to the mountainside? Let's see. After many years spent in a quiet life grazing the father-in-law's flocks, he came one day to the valley of Tua, underneath the great mountain mass of Sinai. So the valley of the Mount Sinai is Tua, called Tur, Arabic. Mm. The peak on the Arabian side was called Horeb by the Hebrews. Okay, that was commentary. That's the fourth and last commentary to sign 40. We now go to sign 41. We now go to sign 41. Mm. واستنعتك لنفسي واستنعتك لنفسي, and I have prepared thee for myself, into brackets, for service. Who is speaking here? God. He has spoken thee. Who is thee? Moses. And I, God, have prepared you, Moses, for myself, for my service, for myself, into brackets, for my service. What is the service? To go and overthrow Pharaoh and finish him in the flood for his arrogance, mm, for declaring himself as God. Mm. That's Psalm 41. No commentary to read, no note to read. We now go to 42. It has a note 2565. Ishab, Anta, wa Ahuka. Ishab, Anta, wa Ahuka, Ya Musa. Go thou and thy brother Ahuka with my signs, Ya Musa. Eh? Wala, wala tanya fi zikri. Wala tanya fi zikri. Ishab, Anta wa Ahuka, bi ayati, with my sign, ayati, with my sign. Wala, wala tanya fi zikri. And slacken not, la tanya, and slacken not either of you, the two, la tanya, the zikri. Wala tanya fi zikri, wala tanya fi zikri. And slack not either of you in keeping me in remembrance. So they had a special mission. And when they are going, they should forget about everything. They should just concentrate on the remembrance of God. Nothing but that. Walatania fi zikri. And slacken not either of you in my remembrance. Going to 2565. 2565. We may suppose that Moses had fled alone to the land of Midian, and that he had now come alone with his family, but not with his brother. Into brackets, he had now come alone. Then in brackets, with his family, but not with his brother, who is Aaron. Bracket close. To Tua, that's the valley of Mount Sinai. To Tua, as described in note 2542. Above, as described in note 2542 above. Full stop. When he was honored with his mission and was granted his request that his brother Aaron should accompany him, we may suppose that he took steps to get Aaron to come to him, and their meeting was in Tua. Full stop. Sometime may be supposed to have elapsed before they were in Egypt. And then they prayed and received these directions in their Egyptian home. And then they prayed, and received these directions in their Egyptian home. Full stop. Paragraph. Aaron was either an elder or a younger brother. Aaron was either an elder or a younger brother. I don't understand this. Let's see. Dash. We are not told which. Thus, we are not told which. In either case, he was born when the ban on Israelite newborn babies was not in operation. That means that he's the elder brother, and not after that. Okay. Moses had been out of touch with him, and it speaks greatly for his family affection that he remembered him and prayed for his comradeship. Who remembered who and prayed for his comradeship? Moses. Mm. Moses had been out of touch with him, and it speaks greatly for the family affection that he remembered him, that Moses remembered Aaron and prayed for his comradeship and prayed for Aaron's comradeship in the most serious spiritual work of his life. And that's coming to 2565 to sign 42. Now we go to sign 43. Sign 43, what does it say? Ishaba ila Fir'auna innahu taga. Ishaba ila Fir'auna innahu taga. Go, both of you, go, both of you to Pharaoh, for he has indeed transgressed all bounds. Taga. He has indeed transgressed all bounds. Taga. Coming to 2567. Hmm? Going to 2567. Compare the same phrase in 2024. The word taga came again. Compare the same phrase in 2024. Mm. Do we go there first? In 2024. Where is it? Ishab ila Fir'auna innahu taga. The same thing. Mm. So we've done the comparison. Mm. Uh, oh, I've lost my bearing again. Compare same phrase in 2024. Full stop. Having glanced at the early life of Moses, we come back now to the time when Moses' actual ministry begins. Full stop. The earlier personal story of Moses is rounded off. The earlier personal story of Moses is rounded off. Coming to 2567 to sign 43. Did we do 66? 66 is there. Sign 66 before that. Their mission was in the first instance to Pharaoh and to the Egyptians, and then to lead Israel out of Egypt. Yes, I didn't do it. Or no, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. 2566. Their mission was in the first instance to Pharaoh and to the Egyptians, then to lead Israel out of Egypt. That's 2566 before the 67, which says, compare the same phrase to chapter 24 to chapter 20, Psalm 24. Having glanced at the early life of Moses, we come back now to the time when Moses' actual ministry begins. The earlier personal story of Moses is rounded off. Sign note 2567 to sign 43. To sign 43. It's a pretty long section. Let's see if we can add. We have up to 54, and we are at where? We are going to 44. 44. Let's see if we can add a few more signs to it. That we are going to sign 44. Ishawa ila Fir'auna innahu taga. Then it says, فقولا له قولا لينا. فقولا له قولا لينا. But speak to him mildly. قولا ليلا. قولا laynan, kaulam laynan, but speak to him mildly. eh, لعله يتذكر لعله يتذكر أو يخشى لعله يتذكر أو يخشى. But speak to him mildly. Perhaps he may take warning, يتذكر, or fear God, or fear, or Yasha, fear who? God. So the God is in brackets in the English on the English side. Mm. But speak to him mildly, perhaps he may take warning or fear, into brackets God. 2568 is the commentary. It's against the fear of God. So far, Pharaoh in his inordinate vanity had forgotten himself and forgotten how small a creature he was before God. This was to be brought to his recollection so that he might perhaps repent and believe, or at least be deterred by fear from transgressing all bounds. Transgressing all bounds is in inverted commas. Full stop. Some men eschew wrong. Some men eschew wrong from sincere love of God and understanding of their fellow men, and some, into brackets, of coarser minds, brackets close, of coarser minds, from the fear of consequences, full stop. Even the latter conduct may be a step to the former. Let me take that again. Some men eschew wrong from sincere love of God and understanding of their fellow men, and some from the fear of consequences, full stop. Even the latter conduct may be a step to the former. And that is commentary 2568 to sign 44. Let's see if we can go to sign 45. Fala, fala rabana innana nahafu. No, it's not fala rabana. It's kala. It's kala. Kala rabana inna nahafu and yaftaru alayna aw and Yetka. Yetka is going beyond bounds. You will remember. Kala, the two of them said, Rabana, inana nafa, inana nahafu. Kala, Rabana, inana nahafu, and yaf ruta, alena, au and Yadga. They, into brackets, Moses and Aaron, said, Our Lord, we fear lest he hasten his insolence against us. Anana nahaf and Yeftaru Alena, lest he hasten with insolence against us. Our Yedga, or lest he transgress all bounds. I remember doing this before. Transgressing all bounds means cutting the limbs on opposite sides, right, left, right hand to right hand to left leg, right hand and left leg, or right leg and left hand. Innahu taga. That was the punishment in those days. Coming to 2569. 2569. Insolence. They were now in Egypt. See note 25565, which we've done already. They were now in Egypt, and therefore in the power of the Pharaoh. Full stop. The local atmosphere called for for the greatest courage and firmness on their part to carry out the dangerous mission which had been entrusted to them. Commander 2569 to sign 45. Let's go to sign 46. What did God say? God said, Kala la tahafa, Kala la tahafa. Fear not, the two of you, fear not. La tahafa, innani ma'akuma, because I am with you. Asma wa ara. Oh, I love here. La tahafa, innani ma'akuma, as'amu wa ra'a. Asma'u wa ara. Oh, sorry, asma'u wa ra'a. He said, fear not, for I am with you. Inni ma'akuma. I hear and see, into brackets, everything. Asma'u wa ara. I hear and see everything. No note to that. We go to sign 47. What does it say? Fa'atiyahu, fa'atiyahu. So go ye both to him. Fa'atiyahu. Atiyahu refers to two people. Go ye both to him. Fa'atiyahu. Fakula inna rasula Rebecca. Very and say, Fakula, verily we are messengers sent by thy Lord. Inna rasula Rebecca. Fa irsal ma'ana bani Israela. Send both messengers sent by thy Lord. Send forth, therefore, the children of Israel with us. Send forth, therefore, the children of Israel with us. فأرسل معنا بني إسرائيل. Send forth, therefore, the children of Israel. Israel. ولا تعذبهم. And the children of Israel, where is it? With us, and afflict them not. فلا تعذبهم or ولا تعذبهم. Let's see. ولا تعذبهم, and do not, the children of Israel, and do not, and afflict them not, There is commentary to that, and afflict them not. ولا تعذبهم. Still an order to Moses and the brother. Kat jiktinaka bi ayatin min Rebecca. Kat jiktinaka bi ayatin min Rebecca. With a sign indeed have we come from thy Lord. Min Rebecca, with a sign indeed have we come from their Lord. With a sign indeed, a sign. Ayatin, be ayatin with a sign. Min Rebecca, from your God. Wasalamun ala man ataba'a huda. Wasalamun ala man ataba'a al huda. Wasalamun ala man ataba'a al huda. And peace to all who follow guidance. Moses and Aaron telling Pharaoh this after being fortified by God. Who were they to say this to Pharaoh? And peace to all who follow guidance. Wasalamun. Wa asalamu ala man ataba'a al-huda. Wasalamu ala man ataba'a al-huda. And peace to all who follow guidance. I think, viewers, we end here. We call it a day with sign 47. In our next episode, we shall go to Psalm 48, and hopefully we shall finish that section 2. So we are ending at Psalm 47 of section 2 of chapter 20 of the Holy Quran. When we come back, hopefully we shall go to Psalm 47. Thank you very much. Ila likai baba. Au revoir. May God be with you all.